Okay, this is the Pokemon RPG game that I made. It's a single player version of the TCG where you battle and catch Pokemon to fight a gym leader Pokemon. One of these babies, double rares. I usually go for these because they're cheap. And that is one of the points of this game is to be inexpensive. It's mostly bulk cards. You have some dice that you'll use. Bulk cards. I have 3 nice trainers that I always use because I like using nice ones, but you can use any trainer cards for these. Bulk trainer cards of any type. Doesn't need to be a supporter or an item. It can just be any trainer card. But I have ones that I like, so I spruce it up just a little bit. So I'll put these over here. You can get the rule book and the player guide on my website for free using the password Quick Attack as the password for the website. It'll tell you how to play the game, give you an introduction, and kind of guide you through all the rules and things like that. But if you have questions, that's what this is for. I will try to explain anything that doesn't come across as intuitive or clear. And I'm going to just go to the stream so I can see if anybody is talking. I always forget how to do that. My page, your videos. There we are. Okay. There we are. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to kind of, while nobody's in here, just kind of go through some of the rules. So you'll start by separating the Pokemon cards you have into common, uncommon, and rare. You'll get 3 of any trainer cards. You'll get some high level cards. I don't know what the name for these are. I know that they're double rares. I know that they're EXs, but is there a universal term for Pokemon that fall into the Mega, Terra, V, GX, EX category? Is there like a one word for that? I don't know. But I use double rares because, like I said, they're cheap. I get them for like 50 cents, and I can build a pretty big deck with them. And they come in ETBs usually. I mean, it's not saying you're guaranteed one in an ETB, but you're likely to get one. So an ETB is really all you need to play this game. You get the dice, you get the energy break in an ETB, you get all the Pokemon cards. You're probably going to get a double rare. Only issue there is an ETB does not have exactly 5 of each energy. Sometimes it'll have 1 of a different energy. And in that case, energies are 5 cents a piece. I'm sure you'll come across an energy, especially if you open other packs of cards, which is also another additive to the game. You can just open a pack of cards and throw it into the game. If I open a pack right now, I'll just stick all the commons in the common spot, uncommons in the uncommon, et cetera, et cetera. And then if I get a trainer card I really like, I'll just throw in the trainer spot. So booster packs are really great with this game too. Just adding to it. So let's start. I've shuffled my energy deck, which has, ooh, those are clumped up. It has 5 of every energy type. And then I will draw 3 to start from the common deck. These will be mine. Ooh, 2 fighting. You don't generally want to get 2 of the same type at the very beginning. I like Gligar up front because he does not have elemental attacks. So attacking is calculated by their attack cost. Colorless attack cost do 10 each, and then any elemental elemental attack cost does 20 each. So for example, this would do 20 damage because 10 plus 10. This would do 30 damage because 20 plus 10. This would do 20, this would do 10. You do have to fulfill the energy cost for the attack, but you do not use any of the text or the numbers on the card. You only use the symbols. You do apply weakness and resistance. Weakness is always applied. Resistance is applied once. It's kind of a shatter effect. So once it's been used, then it's gone. It's very easy to keep up with because it's always the first attack, and if it's the first time you've used somebody, you know. And a lot of times you're very aware of what the resistance is because you're going to be using it. So same thing with the enemy. If they have a resistance, you can shatter it. But let's go ahead and get started. My aim here is to defeat the gym leader Pokemon. And I will do that by building a team of 6 Pokemon that are hopefully going to be very diverse. One of 6 different types. Can't get all 8 types, but you want pretty much 6 different types so that way you can use your energy hand most effectively. If you only have 2 types like I have now, or 3, or even 4, that's just not enough because you'll get wide ranging hands. So let's go ahead, and I usually start with a common. Klefki is not great. He's weak to fire and resist grass. I kind of just want to knock him out. Move on to the next guy. So I do have 2 fighting here. I don't want to keep both of them. I want to pick one that I'm going to try to keep. Gligar has great defense because he does not require any fighting energies to attack, which means you can use your fighting energies to block. So you do have 2 spots for block up here. They do 10 block each, and they have to be the exact same type as the Pokemon that you have. Colorless can use any, and Dragon can use whatever types are in their attack. So I'm going to sponge one of these guys, which means I'm going to use one of them for just damage because I'm not going to keep them. And do I want a defensive or an attack? I'm going to go with defensive for this point. So we're going to keep Gligar going. So I will pay 1 energy to retreat him. Put 1 forward. And then I'll attack with him without blocking because I'm just going to sponge him. I'm going to let him take up a lot of damage to try to get some attacks out there and get the game going. So he takes 30, which is the 20 plus 10. And then I will take 30. So the enemy does a flat 30 damage to you every single turn. That can be mitigated by putting block energies up here, which have to be the same type as your Pokemon right here. So I would need 2 fighting energies up here to block for 20. 10 plus 10 was 20. He's doing 30, so I can't full block ever. I always am going to take some damage every turn. And this prevents you from stalling the game. You're always on edge. You're always going to be trying to mitigate the amount of damage that you're taking because you will take damage. So we did 30, we just need to do 40 more damage. So at the end of the turn, I'm going to actually take 30 before I go move on. So I'll take 30. At the end of the turn, I can choose to keep any of the energies I want in my hand or discard them. You only get to draw 7 up to 7. You don't draw 7 new. You draw until your hand is full at 7. So I don't really have any Pokemon with these. So I'm going to discard these 4 so I get 7 more chances to pull any fighting and electric. I got another fighting, which is great. And since I'm using him as a sponge, I can just attack with him for 30. Okay. So he will do 30 to me. I don't have any here, so I will discard these ones. You'll find that as your team grows, you'll be retaining a lot more cards. In the very beginning, you're going to get a lot of cards you don't need. Discard quite a few, but very quickly, once you have at least 3 or 4 typings, you're going to be retaining a lot of cards. So I can knock out this turn with that attack. I'm going to keep this one and knock him out. I get to flip over a trainer card because I knocked one out. I'm going to discard these 4 because I don't have any Pokemon that use them, but I'm going to keep this one in my hand. And then I'm going to choose what I want to do next. So trainer cards, you get up to 3. They start face down. and they have one of three effects. You can heal 30 from one, 10 from all, or draw a new hand of energy. I'm not going to use one right now, even though Rockruff's about to die. I don't care because I'm sponging him. So I'm planning on getting rid of him anyways. Now, when I don't have an enemy active Pokemon, I can switch anybody that I want into... I've always found that to be magical when the cards do that. The top one will just float. Anyways, I'm going to pick one of these guys. I'm going to pick Minim in hopes that I draw a lightning. I will go for another common. I don't have anybody that's very strong. I like this. I like him. Makes me wish I had kept Rockruff, because now he's going to be a great defender. And I could have used a good attacker. Okay, doesn't matter. All right, so not a great hand. He's weak to grass, but I don't have any grass Pokemon. So I'm going to, what do I want to do here? I kind of want to attack with Rockruff. I don't know though. I might want to attack with Gligar and do at least a little bit of block. Now I'll attack with Rockruff. I'll pay 1 energy to retreat for Minim's retreat cost, and then I'll let him die. Just hope that I get 2 more of these on my next roll. I probably should, because I haven't drawn any, which means they're probably somewhere in here. So I'm going to do 30, and he's going to do knockout me, which is fine. I didn't really care to keep Rockruff that much anyways. 1, 2. He would have got replaced eventually. Okay, that's not great, but it's also not terrible. At least I can full block this turn. So I have 2 spots for block. I happen to have 2 lightning energy, so I can block for 20, 10 each. And then I luckily have an attack here that only costs a colorless, so I can use any of these energies to attack. So I'll do that. I will do 10, which brings him up to 40, and he will do 10 to me. And then I'm going to discard the rest of these energies because I would like some more lightning, please. Exactly 7. Yay, look at that. Okay, it's exactly what we wanted to see. Hold on, I want to catch this guy. So that being said, I want to catch him. I only need to do 10 more damage if I want to catch him. So I'm going to keep this in my hand. I'm going to play this one for his attack instead, so that I do 10 damage, which brings him to 50, which means he's at 50% health, which means I can throw a Pokeball and roll an even to catch him. So I'm going to save that one. I'll do 10. He'll do 10. And then I will discard these 2 and retain these 2 in my hand for a later turn or next turn. But I can catch now, which is great. So you'll find that retaining cards in your hand is more future leaning than you'd think, in that I could retain a card over an entire battle and take it into the next battle. So after I'm done with Lanoon, it's not impossible for me to have retained both of these cards in my hand into the next battle, preparing me for battle with the next one with these 2. So retention is And what you retain, how you retain, what you discard matters. I might even have retained a darkness or 2 energy because I know I might be getting him on my team. So I'm going to try to catch him. I don't have much block, but I'm going to discard 3 to throw a Pokeball. You must discard 3 energies to throw a Pokeball. He's at 50% health, so it's a odds are even or a coin flip. If it's above 50% health, you need to roll a 6. Now, if everybody should be having dice to play this game, so you don't need a coin, and a coin doesn't come in the Elite Trainer box. But I've always been curious what the math would be for the odds. I know it's 1 out of 6 for a coin to roll a 6, but what is 1 out of 6 for coin flips? I wonder if it's 2 heads. It's not, but okay. So I rolled, or I flipped tails, so I missed. So he's still going to hit me for 40 damage total. He did 20 damage to me because I blocked for 10. And then I'm going to discard these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got some more block here. I'll discard these 3 to try to catch again. And if I miss, I still survive, which is good. Heads. What up? Okay, we get to add him to our team. I can discard any energy I don't want, and then retain 1 between battles. Let's see. I've only got 1 trainer card, which is good, though. It's a good start. I want to catch more, but I don't have any strong attackers yet. So I'm going to search. I don't want to go into the common or uncommons and rares without heavy attackers. So I'm going to try to find one. This is not bad. This is 30 damage. Now I do need to do 50 damage to bring him down to catchable status. And one of the things I pay attention to is their health, and I guess they're all even numbers because they all end in 0, but the initial number 9, that's not even, meaning that I'm going to have to do 10 damage more than half, right? If it was 80, 40 would be half, but because it's 90, 50 is not half of 90. 50 is even more than half. So that's unfortunate. So I like the even numbered ones, 80, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. But that'll give us a Pokemon with 40 health. Linoon's got 50. So let's try to catch him. 3, 6. I just need to get more Pokemon on my team here. So he's weak to fire, but I don't have any fire. So let's do Gligar. So here's where we show off how Gligar is good at defense. I only have 2 fighting energies, but luckily Gligar does not require any fighting energies to attack. He has 2 colorless. So I'm going to block with those 2. I will do 20 damage because 2 colorless are 10 apiece, totaling to 20. And then he is going to do 10 to me because I have 2 block energies there. Blocking for 10 each, maximum of 2. Can't have more than 2. And then I will discard these 4 and this one. Might want to keep it for this guy. You never know. Doesn't hurt to keep it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it does because it reduces the number of electrics or darkness I could possibly be drawing. So, for example, So I need to get him to 50, which means he's 30 away. So I can do attack with call for family for 10 and then go back to slash for 10. Let's try that. I'm going to predict that I get some more fighting next turn. I'm going to use 1 energy to retreat him. I'm going to block for 2, attack for 1. So I will do 10, and then he will do 10. I'm paying attention to his health now because he's only 20 away from death, which means that he could be a 1-turn knockout, 10 more damage, and he will be a 1-turn knockout no matter what. So this is when I start paying attention to think about when I might want to use my trainer cards. I'm not going to use them, though, until the last moment. I have found that to be the best strategy. Okay, so now we're going to discard. I will discard these 2 because I don't need them, and then I will draw 6 more. You can use trainer cards at any time, by the way. Not a set time. Oh, I got a fighting, which is great. So we will retreat. Block for 10, attack for 2. Oh, she's going to keep that. Attack for 2. So I'll bring him up to 50. He's catchable now at a 50% mark. He's going to do 20 to us. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And then let's see. I'm going to be just catching. And I want to try to block. So I'm actually going to discard these 2 right here. I might get another darkness so I can block with him during my catch. So we'll keep that one. See that? Another darkness. So we're going to try to catch with Lanoon in front. So we will discard the 1 energy to retreat. Just because we want to take as little damage during the game as possible. Even increments of 10, saving 10 here, saving 10 there is very helpful. So we'll block, and then we will discard these 3, keeping this one to flip and catch. Nice. That is heads, by the way. I just worn it down over time. All right, so we caught Mawile. I think we're ready to go on to some uncommons, build a stronger team. I'm going to keep this fighting energy in my hand. I get to pick who I want up front. I'm going to put him up front because I have the fighting energy to potentially block and attack. That's not what I wanted. Weak to darkness, though, which is really good for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to draw. Shuffle and draw. And no, you don't shuffle the energy deck between battles. It's a continuous gauntlet style game that ends when you want it to. So if I wanted to right now, instead of drawing a Hatcherin, I could have drawn the Gym Leader Pokemon. In fact, I plan on one day trying to defeat the Gym Leader Pokemon with just the 3 starters that I have and seeing how far I can get with just the 3 starters. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. Okay, I overshuffled that, but 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, another dark. Oh, another darkness. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's perfect. So we will discard 1 for his retreat cost. We will throw up 2 block, and then we will attack for 2. Now we'll add that just because this is a darkness energy and it matches his typing, that does not increase the damage. It's still just 20 damage because of the 2 colorless. Now it is doubled because of the weakness, but that has nothing to do with this matching. So we'll do 40 damage, which is perfect because we can knock out next turn without blocking. And he's going to do 10 to us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's attack for 2. We'll keep the steel and the lightning and the 2 We'll discard and knock him out, giving us another trainer card. That's awesome. I like to use trainer cards for the full team heal. It's just a more strategic use for them. You'll come across times where you absolutely have to heal one, or maybe you're one turn away from losing somebody really great and you need to get a better hand. I mean, there's times for it. They are emergency styled items. I don't just use them like willy-nilly. So let's think about who we want up front. I've got 2 fighting, so I have good block first turn with Gligar, so I will throw him up there, get an uncommon. I like me some Drizzle. In fact, I have a shiny Drizzle. Hold on a second. I want to use the shiny one. Where are you, shiny Drizzle? He's right here. I saw him last night. Oh, maybe he's right over here. I was looking through some cards last night. Is this all trainers? Yeah, those are all trainers. Where did you go, Drizzle? Yes, I just have tons of cards in my house. I've been playtesting this game extensively. And so I've been using a lot of different cards to try to see what works, what doesn't work. Oh, there it is. Oh, but his attack is worse. I thought it was the same card. It's just a really nice version of Drizzle. I actually bought that card, which sounds crazy. I bought this card from a vendor to put into a deck that I had made of all reverse hollows because I'm cheap, but I wanted to have something that was better than just all the commons. I don't have a lot of expensive cards. I have an absurd amount of bulk cards, and my wife and I play a lot of Pokemon bulk style games with the cards. I'll come up with different ways to play the game, and we'll play them. It's really fun. But I bought a bunch of reverse hollows and made like a reverse hollow deck, and we were just geeking out over it because it looks so cool compared to our other cards. But let's catch this guy. I want him on my team. Okay, so he's got a weakness of lightning, which we should take advantage of. Didn't I have 2 fighting? What happened to those? This was my hand. Okay. So I only need to draw 3. Not bad. Not bad. So I have a lightning. I could full block and attack with him. I need to do 50 damage to get him. I'm going to just go ahead and use Gligar while I got him up there. And I will... Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to retreat Gligar and put up Mawile. Full block with Mawile. And give up one of those. Hurts a little bit because I saved that fighting, but we will do 30 to him. And he will do 10 to us. Interesting. Looks like with this hand, that's a very good hand. Not just everything I've got. I'm going to retreat the Mawile, put up Minim. I just need to do 20 more damage. So I'm going to block for 2, attack for what seems like 10 because I'm using this Call for Family attack, but it's actually 20 because he's weak to me. So we'll take him up to 50. I don't want to do more than that because when I bring him to my team, I don't want him to have, 10 health left. Did I already do his attack on me? No, I didn't. He's going to do 10 to me. And now he's ready to catch. So this might be a time that I would use my trainer card because he's 10 away from dying. But I'm just going to retreat him and put out Gligar, who can full defend, full block. And I can still throw to catch. 3, he's at 50% health or lower. I discarded 3 energies. I kept this lightning. And let's see if I catch. No! That's not good. Let's hope I get blocked next turn. Yikes. So it looks like I'm going to have to block with Lanoon and take 20 on this turn. Yes. So I caught him. I didn't take any damage. That's great. Okay, look at that team. Go team. Okay, nobody's on the top, so I'm going to put Minim up there since I've got full block with him for next turn. And then I'm going to do another uncommon. Oh, look at that. Great health, great attack, great colorless. Colorless are great because they usually have weakness and resistance. It's pretty strong against the enemy. They can block with anything, guaranteed. So any color, any type energy I can block with him. But his attacks are weak. So he can do a total 30 damage. So he can't really do that much. So let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's catch this. Now I said I could full block with Minim, but I can't actually. And this is where I might use one of my trainer cards to just heal him, considering especially the fact that he does double damage. So this would do 40 damage. So I think I'm going to do that. This is one of the rare times I heal 30 from somebody, but it's just because he's been so advantageous. Let's bring him down to 30. Block for 2. Attack for 20 damage. And just hope I get a lightning next turn. In fact, I'm going to discard my entire hand in the hopes that I get a lightning next turn. And he does 10 to me. Now, he would resist my Gligar by 20 damage. So my first 20 damage that I do wouldn't do anything. It's a shatter effect. Resistance only applies once per battle. Battle's over when somebody's knocked out or caught. But I'm going to discard this entire hand and hope there's a lightning in here. There's definitely a lightning in here. And 1 split. Oof. Oof. Not good. Not good. I can use Drizzle, I guess. But do I want to take 20 damage on Drizzle? Yeah, I do. It's worth it. So we'll do 30. 20 plus 10 is 30. Bring him up to 50. And then we'll take 20. And then I'll discard these 3. So we'll take 20, bringing us up to 70. So he's only 20 away from death. That's kind of concerning. But not red alert yet. Red alert is at 10. Slow down is at 20 health. At 30 health, green, go, go, go. You can. I don't really worry about them if they have at least 30 health. Okay, I've got good block with Lanoon. I just need to do 10 damage. I could block with him. Let's do that. So I'm going to retreat, drizzle. Put up Mawile, full block, and 1 attack. Yeah, 1 attack. So that will do 60. And then he'll do 10 to me. All right, let's catch him. Okay, we got full block with Lanoon. So we'll throw Lanoon up there, full block, and then pay 3 to catch. Wow, that went all the way off the table. Yes. Caught him with the Larry coin. Okay, I think we're ready to take on the gym leader. Might want to fight a couple more commons to get our health pool down. Might want to get these all to midpoint, so maybe defeat 2 commons to get 10 off of everybody twice. That's a total of 120 damage off the team, which is a lot. So let's do that. Let's just fight 1. Come on, water. Nope. Okay, we got full block with Gligar. Let's use it. Because then if we get a water next turn, we can just drizzle. So full block, full attack. We'll do 20, and he'll do 10. I'm going to discard this. I just need 1 water card. Let's pray. Yeah, baby. Okay. Discard. Drizzle goes up there. And then we will knock him out because he's weak to us. So our 30 attack damage actually does 60, which knocks him out. We get to take another trainer. And then should we do it one more time? Yeah, let's do it one more time. Let's get full trainer for the... Okay, he's weak to grass. We don't have any grass. I forgot to discard these before, and I also forgot to switch. I can't go back, so I'm going to have to keep these in my hand. 1, 2, 3. Yikes. But also not that big of a yikes. I can just full block. Or I could do Tornadus. Yeah, see, this is where Tornadus comes in. Hooray, Tornay. So I discarded 1 there. I'm going to attack with these 3 and block with these 2, keeping 1 water in case. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It could be anyone. So I'll do 30. And he will do 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay, so I need to do 40 damage. Does anybody here do 40? Nobody does 40. That stinks. So I'll just end up using this method. 30 more, which brings that to 60. And he'll do 10 to me. Just need to do 10 more damage. Oops, for 2. Knock him out for 10. Get that last trainer card, baby. All right. We have 3 trainer cards. I say we just go straight to the gym leader. Why not? This is our hand. I'm going to discard this one. Keep those. And keep him up front. Even though I might want to put... No. I don't want to put him up there. All right, let's see who we're going to battle. I generally go for the gym leader as soon as I have the team I want. I don't try to overthink my team once I have 6 of a type and a colorless or no colorless, which is, in my opinion, better. Let's try this one. Okay, so we're doing with Volcanion. He's weak to us with water. Drizzle's almost dead, so I might want to use one of these to full heal Drizzle. In fact, I'll do that. I'll heal 30 from him here. Gym leader Pokemon do 50 damage, so he would knock me out at that point. So I'll use one more to heal 10 from everybody. 70, 40. Yeah, that's why you don't just straight up blast all 3 of your trainers at the start of the battle, because you might want to keep somebody that's going to do you a lot of damage alive. He's going to do 60 damage each turn, which is huge. And he's going to do 50 damage. So let's draw one. Try to get some more waters in our hand before we start trying to use him. So we'll do block for 2. So we will do 30. And then we will block 2, which means we take 30 damage because he's doing a flat 50 every turn. Then we'll draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the types that I do have. I'll block with these 2. I don't really care about minimums. So I will do that, which brings him up to 60. And I will take 30, right? Because I'm blocking 20. So I'm dead. Unless I use switch on him. Do I use switch on Tornadus or on Drizzle? That's the question. I'm going to use it on Drizzle. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to let Tornadus die. Unfortunately, he was a great colorless, but he's dead. And then I have to pick before I draw. So I'm going to let Mawile just die because he's already weak to me, so there's no point. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I need one more water energy to effectively... I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't really care about Gligar right now. I mean, yeah, I do. I'll keep that one. 3 for a water is not a bad idea because I can just use one of these 2 if I draw fighting her. Yeah, it increases my odds of getting something, one of these 3 again. Because that's all I need. I need 1 water, 1 dark, or 1 fighting to full, quote unquote, full block. So I will do 30. bring him up to 90. And then he will knock me out. And then before I draw, I'll put up Minim. Yeah, you got to pick out who you're going to put up there before you draw your cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like we're going to be using the Lanoon approach here. Good thing Minim is only 1 retreat cost. We will 2 block with Lanoon and do this damage, which is 20. He's at half health now, and he did 30 to us, so we're at 80. It's going to be a close one. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5. Okay, so we have. We're going to retreat Lanoon. Okay, strategy here. If I get rid of these 2 to block with, then I can't attack with him next turn. If I only use 1, he'll die. I have to use both to survive. I could switch. Heal everybody by 10? Nope, just him. It doesn't take anybody out of the dead next turn phase because 30 damage is the new dead next turn. He's 30 from dead. He's 30 from dead. He's pretty much 30 from dead. So we'll heal him twice. We will take the... We take the hit this turn. So if we take 50, that brings us to 60, which means we'll die next turn. If we take 40, that'll bring us to 50, which means we could do a double block. So let's block for 1 and do 60 damage. $170. And I'm even going to get rid of this. I don't want that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay! 7. Okay, so we took, what was that, 50 from him? No, 40. So that brought us up to 50. So we can still survive a full blocked attack, meaning we should wait till we get 3 more again. So I'm going to let Minim do some damage here. I'm going to retreat Drizzle to go back when I have 3 waters, because then I can attack and survive. I will attack for 1. Blocking doesn't matter. We'll do it anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Wait, yeah, it does. I'll block and do 10. And then he'll do 30, which brings me to 60. Yeah. Okay, so we'll discard 1 to retreat Minim, which means he can attack again later. We will full block and attack for 60, which brings him to 240, and we knocked him out. We did it. Good game. Go Drizzle. Again, if you want to learn how to play this game, it's really fun. There's a rule book for free on my website. You can find it in the description. There's a player guide there as well. It's free. I'm making play mats for this that have the rules on them. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or want to learn how to play through me, just join me at roughly 1 o'clock every day, and I'll be on here playing, kind of talking about how to play. Again, you only need an elite trainer box to play this game, or a bunch of bulk and dice and some sleeves. But other than that, I hope you enjoy it. Bye.